A Morgan Stanley strategist said, "We have strong conviction that we are not experiencing a bubble in U.S. housing. Home prices will continue to rise, but more gradually."
We've said it before and we'll say it again. Our goal is to keep you informed of the housing market's performance. We study key market indicators and data and follow leading experts to bring you relevant and current information so that you can make the best, most informed real estate decisions for you.
The story of the year so far has been all about high demand and low supply and what that's done to create high home prices and values. But the question that seems to be on everyone's mind is, how sustainable are these value increases?
Now, Goldman Sachs recently said strong demand for housing looks sustainable. Even before the pandemic, geographic tailwinds and historically low mortgage rates had pushed demand to high levels. Consumer surveys indicate that household buying intentions are now the highest in 20 years. As a result, the model projects double-digit gains both this year and next.
Morgan Stanley similarly echoed these sentiments. Unlike 15 years ago, the euphoria in today's home prices comes down to the simple logic of supply and demand. And we at Morgan Stanley conclude that this time the sector is a sustainably sturdy foundation. This robust demand and highly challenged supply, along with tight mortgage lending standards, may continue to bode well for home prices. Higher interest rates and post-pandemic moves could likely slow the pace of appreciation, but the upward trajectory remains very much on course.
How long this pace will continue is anyone's guess, but Merrill Lynch's recent capital market outlook, they said there are reasons to believe that this is likely to be an unusually long and strong housing expansion. Demand is very strong because the biggest demographic cohort in history is moving through the household formation and peak buying stages of its life cycle. Coronavirus-related preference changes have also sharply boosted home buying demand. At the same time, supply is unusually tight. With available homes for sale at record low levels, double-digit price gains are rationing the supply.
The buying and selling season is now definitely in full swing. Throughout the month, sellers added more than 6,600 new listings to the market, 15% more than last month. That's great news for buyers. Although that's a solid increase, it's more than likely that demand will be able to sustain increases like this for quite some time before we start to see any reflection in prices.
The count of active listings of homes for sale at the end of April was more than 2,000 homes, 17% higher than the end of last month. We actually currently have 2 weeks of inventory, which, believe it or not, is 1 week more than last month. The pace at which sellers are listing their homes for sale has picked up, giving buyers a bit more inventory to choose from. Still, inventory levels remain very low.
In April, homes spent an average of 13 days in the market, 8 days fewer than last April and 6 days fewer than last month. On average, single-family residences were on the market for 10 days, while multifamily condos and townhomes were on the market for 21 days. The median number of days a home spent in the market in April was 4, 1 day fewer than last April.
Despite the record low numbers of available inventory, over 5,400 homes closed, which is more than any other April on record in the Denver metro area, even though it may not feel like it. The number of April closings was 37% more than April of 2020, of course, due to COVID lockdowns last year, and also up 4% more than last month.
In April, the average price of a home in the Denver metro area climbed to another all-time high at over $621,000. Average close prices are up 24% year over year and 6% higher than last month. That pace is absolutely incredible. A Morgan Stanley strategist said, "We have strong conviction that we are not experiencing a bubble in U.S. housing. We are not at all suggesting that home price appreciation will maintain its current torrid pace. Home prices will continue to rise, but more gradually."
As you might imagine, the 2021 selling and buying season has gotten off to a very active start in the Denver metro area. Fueled by strong demand and low inventory that we've mentioned, the average close price for homes is at an all-time high, and the amount of time that homes are spending actively available for sale is at a record low.
If you've pressed pause on selling your house at any time over the past year or find yourself finally ready to make a move, don't miss out on this tremendous opportunity to sell with record high prices and incredibly low inventory. This could be the best time to take action on your plans. Now more than ever, we understand that everyone's situation is unique, so please give us a call to discuss how this current real estate market impacts you. We'd love to hear from you. Morgan Stanley similarly Morgan Stanley similarly echoed. Stanley Morgan similarly echoed these sentiments.
Morgan Stanley.
What did I say? Stanley Morgan?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a tongue twister. That similarly echoed.
There, I got it.
Is there any chance I could have 3 minutes?
3 minutes.